the human being, out of all animals, it is the human being that is aware of his own existence. That the human being is aware, I exist. And not only that, the human being is also aware that he is going to die. Not only that we know that we are existing, we also know that we are going to die. You see, when people see a child that is born into this world, they are very happy. They think that's a great thing to be born. They celebrate birthdays. But when someone dies, they begin to cry and lament about it. They don't realize that to be born is to die. They never think of that. Only when they begin to grow old, they think, oh, I am growing old. Or when you begin to fall sick, you think, oh, I am falling sick. I might die. You see, they don't see that birth and death are two ends of the same stick. You see, birth and death are two ends of the same stick. So this is a problem. And this is the problem that all religions are trying to solve. You see, now it was the Pope that once said that the Christians have a hope. That hope is that they are going to be going to heaven after death. And to be in heaven is to have eternal life. Once you are in heaven, you won't be dying. So that is something great for them. When they go to heaven, they can be there forever and enjoying the pleasures of heaven. So they say the Christians have this hope. And they have been listening to some of our Buddhists, and they say the Buddhists are beyond the threshold of hope. Why? The Buddhists talk about a thing called nirvana. And if you ask them what is nirvana, they say it is to die and die forever. You see, they are beyond the threshold of hope. So there was a time when this statement of the Pope was published in the papers in Sri Lanka. And there were a lot of Buddhists who were writing articles to the papers, and they were very angry about the Pope. They were finding fault with the Pope. And at the same time, the Christians were trying to defend themselves, and they were also writing articles to the papers. So, I happened to go to Sri Lanka and I read these articles in the papers. And I thought of writing an article myself. And I pointed out that the Pope cannot be blamed. He was talking about what their religion tells them. But the Buddhists are the people who have not understood Buddhism. It is incorrect to say that the Buddhists are dying and dying forever. This is because the Buddhists have never understood the Paticca Samuppada in the proper way. This Paticca Samuppada being misunderstood, they think Nirvana is to die and die forever. So this is the point that I am trying to drive at, that Paticca Samuppada is not an explanation of how to stop rebirth. Paticca Samuppada is not an explanation of how to stop rebirth. But all Buddhists think that that is telling how to stop rebirth. The purpose of the Paticca is to point out we cannot die. Why can't we die? Before we can die, we have to exist. If we don't exist, how can we die? Existence itself is a dream. We are dreaming that we exist. It is only when we have understood that we don't exist that we realize that we cannot die. There is no we here at all. This is the important thing to understand. This is the meaning of awakening from the dream of existence. We have to awaken from this dream of existence. It is only by awakening from this dream that all suffering comes to an end.